And the report says almost immediately people started gathering, looking. Its size alone makes it hard to ignore.
You can't miss 12 feet of bronze, that's for sure. It demands attention in a way a fleeting ad doesn't.
And the big question seems to be just, who is she?
And that's where the interpretation comes in. The report mentions quite clearly, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
So, not a specific historical figure then, more of an archetype, or an every woman.
Seems like it. It invites that personal connection, doesn't it? Rather than telling you who to admire, it lets you find something in her.
Okay, so what about the artist's intention? It's part of a series, apparently.
Yes, called Grounded in the Stars, and Jean Cooney, she's the director of Times Square Arts.
Right, involved in placing it there.
Exactly. She says it's meant to confront our preconceived ideas about identity and representation.
Confront them how? By just being there.
Well, think about traditional monuments. Who do they usually depict?
Historical figures, mostly men, right? Generals, presidents, people associated with power.
Exactly. So placing a sculpture of a young, contemporary, seemingly ordinary woman there, it immediately challenges that norm. It broadens the conversation about who gets monumentalized.
Cooney also said it's a statement, potentially asking what the city, what we actually value.
That's a deep question to pose with a piece of public art.
And she also mentioned it being a tribute to just shared humanity, big goals for one statue.
Big goals, but the reaction suggests it might be landing. The transcript mentions a plus-size Black woman reflecting on seeing someone like herself represented.
Yeah, she said something about what that would have meant to her as a kid. That's powerful.
It's incredibly powerful. It speaks volumes about the need for visibility, for seeing yourself reflected in the public narrative.
And there was another reaction, too. A plus-size African-American man felt it was a really powerful moment, seeing something that resonated with his identity.
See, these aren't just casual, oh, that's nice reactions. It's tapping into something deeper, a feeling of being seen, maybe for the first time in that kind of setting.
It really highlights that fundamental need for representation, doesn't it? Especially for groups who haven't historically seen themselves centered in, visual culture.
Absolutely. Public art can be incredibly affirming when it does that.
Something else people noted, according to the report, was her gaze, the statue's gaze.
Oh, what about it?
Described as focused, purposeful, like she's looking intently at something specific, but you don't know what.
Interesting. That avoids making her seem passive. It suggests she has her own thoughts, her own direction.
Like an inner life.
Perhaps, or resilience, maybe quiet strength. And by not defining what she's looking at, the artist leaves it open. You project onto that gaze.
So the viewer becomes part of the interpretation.
Exactly.